Hey guys, INSANEBRIT here, just giving you my thoughts and opinions on the Xbox and the PS5. I'm going to go into Xbox first because they released their information first, of course. I'm not going to go into mass detail over it because I don't remember every single thing they said. And even so, what I've written down, I've had to write some of it down because I'm not going to say it's jargon, but there's so many facts that came out and here and there that I want to say that I've had to, again, just scribble some of it down because, notes I've made. But as I said, I'm going to be talking about the Xbox and the PS5. So, Xbox came out a few days ago and basically gave their console to a YouTuber, and they allowed him to take apart the console, which was crazy in itself. I've never seen anything like this before, especially in previous generations. It was kind of weird to see them do this. He took it apart, showed you what was in the actual console, and then he put it back together again. And it basically looked like an old telephone. The components like a DVD case and slotted on top. It was weird. It was really bizarre how it was built. And then he slid it inside the actual black casing that we know obviously it comes in. Another piece of information to come out, obviously it ships, thank God, with 1 TB standard, which I strongly suspected in this console generation because games are getting bigger. But also what I will say about the Xbox Series X is that they've actually put in a memory card slot, or what essentially looks like a memory card slot for an SSD card from probably a third party, but even if it's from Xbox, I won't care. I'm going to suspect that it's going to cost about £70 to £80 to buy an extra 1 or 2 or 3 TB memory card, I'm going to call it at this point. And it slots in the back. It's nice and sleek, nothing complicated about it, and I really like that because then for people just general like kids or just me, for example, I'm not going to take apart my console to start putting in new hard drives and stuff. That kind of intimidates me. I don't want to touch something I just paid £400-500 for, whatever, and start unscrewing things. No, avoiding warranty and God knows what else, so I'm not going to even mess with that. But the idea that you can just slot in something in the back and I get an extra terabyte or two is cool as hell, and we're going to need it going into this next gen, especially with Xbox buying up all these other companies. That you're going to have a hell of a lot more games to play, at least in theory at this point. And then with Xbox Game Pass as well, it's going to be crazy. So yeah, we definitely need that, and it's very much welcome. So I suspect about £80 you're going to have to pay for 80 to 100 for the memory cards. I suspect it has 12 teraflops. Plus, you can switch to different games in a matter of seconds. The guy jumped from about 4 or 5 games, Forza. I don't know what else he was playing. I can't really remember, but he was just jumped to a bunch of different games within a matter of seconds, and they saved wherever he was, and you can just bounce around, which is really, really cool. It's something I don't really think about, but the idea of it being there is awesome, and I don't have to worry about coming back to the console or turning it off or the power going off. I don't know, actually, maybe if the power does get shut off it'll mess up. I don't know, but the idea of bouncing around to each different app is really cool in a matter of seconds. That's just a cool feature to have. But yeah, so anyway, more details about it. Sorry guys. So they basically, asked the guy about why they're being so open about the this console generation. Why are they opening up and showing all these components? And the guy basically said they've been working on the console since 2016. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 5 years in development. Which is a long part. It's like nearly the entirety of, well, not nearly the entirety of a console generation, but that's a long damn time. With ideas knocking around and stuff like that, and they're really proud of it, and that's why they're showing it off. Now, they did give a release date, and that's Thanksgiving 2020. So upon Googling that, Thanksgiving 2020 is like it's an American holiday. I don't celebrate it, whatever, obviously. I'm just waiting for Christmas. But it's 26th of November, I believe. But call it just November, around that, at the end of the month. They're going to be, in time for that Christmas build-up kind of thing, I suppose. They're going to be releasing it. So right now, with Xbox, we've got an actual product. We can see it, love it or hate it, it's there, and the world can talk about it. We've got storage. It's going to be 1 TB. It's going to have another storage component you can put in, which is going to be the same for the PS5, but it's going to be done easy. So that's cool storage as well, right? A large amount of storage, and we can add more storage. It's going to be easy to do. Switching to multiple games. Okay, cool. We got a date, November 2020, which is great. The only thing we're waiting on for now is the price, and those 4 components will come out. So like I said, I wanted to see the product. I wanted to know the release date. I wanted to know the storage. And the fourth one, we need that price, and then we can prepare on what we're going to do. What we're we're going to prep about start saving now. I suggest at the end of the day, especially if you want both consoles or whatever. I'm personally going to be buying one of the consoles. If I had the money to buy two, then I would. I suspect they're going to be around 400 to 500, maybe even more. I don't know. So everything's looking positive for Xbox right now. I'm worried about that price, but whatever. So yeah, as I said. Now the PS5. My God. I feel like I've picked out too many negatives, but at the same time, I feel, I'm only saying what I'm seeing. So, I'm judging what I know right now. So, for the PS5 came out 1 or 2 days later. Again, I didn't. Now, if you're going to do this with Xbox, they've been very presentation. They go on certain YouTubers and they give away free Xboxes and stuff. And even Phil Spencer goes to certain people's houses and films videos with them talking about his product. They're very good that way. Sony, for me, have always had the how should I say, the structure and doing everything good, like friendly consumer, but then Xbox always had the outlook for me. It's like they had the presentation skills. So it was like two companies with two different aspects. Xbox had the presentation and could media friendly and do whatever, and then Sony are kind of like do their own thing, and they're very offish, you know what I mean? They're not as like, I don't know, it just felt like one's got the presentation skills and one's got the brains kind of thing, and coming together kind of thing. So, and when it came to this, I did not expect Sony to come out and do what they did. And they basically came out with a presentation that was for the developers only, they said. Developers only, yet they streamed it to the whole world. What? Weird. But okay, I'm very grateful at the end of the day. Any information is good information, and rather than getting tidbits, we got to see a hell of a lot being told by this guy. Now, to be fair, this guy... this presentation was boring as hell. It was so. I mean, I'm a fanboy of Sony. I love Sony. I love PlayStation generation. Blah blah blah. I'm hyped. I'm going to be buying it day one, and I was bored. I was bored. That is how fucking boring it was. Now, to be fair to the guy, he knew his stuff, but it was so boring. The way it's just done so rubbish, and he didn't. He just went down these elements of what their goals were and how they achieved it. And I get it if you're a tech head or something like that, and yeah, you're really into it, but I just want some, like I said, those key fundamentals. Give me that storage, give me the look, give me X, Y, give me something to get excited about. And it went on this boring 1 hour presentation. It's like, Jesus Christ. I was going to turn it off like 15, 18 minutes in. I was wondering, my mind was wondering, it really was. Like, I was bored out my nut. Anyway, so it came out, gave a presentation, streamed to the whole world, and deep dived into the PS5. Now it has 10.228 teraflops. Now that's obviously the Xbox is beating that by just say a whole 2 teraflops if you care about it. It's not that much difference, but it's still technically powerful, so they can say it's powerful than the PS5. Meh, whatever. It is what it is. You still have your own preference at the end of the day. They got AMD to build the ability to play old games into the actual chip. So that's a custom chip, and basically this chip will be available for PCs and other maybe laptops and stuff like that. But the PS5 has something specific, so they've taken elements of this chip, and it's going to be different versions of it. So chip A is going to be for the PS5. It's going to have all these X, Y, and Z in. For the PC version of the chip or laptop, it's going to have all these different components. So they're going to edit the chip as and when for whatever product. So that's a good thing for AMD, and again, we're riding on the power of something that, and kind of come together with this AMD to develop something specific for the PS5, which is good. I feel it's innovative kind of thing. Anyway, so basically they allow you to play old games on the chip. However, the disappointing thing that I noticed was that it's only mentioned PS4 games and the PS4 Pro. It's the same game, just a little bit up there. What does that matter? They didn't say anything about PS3 or PS2. Xbox, I believe, are going to full scale with all their backwards compatible games to the original Xbox, which is good if you're into it. I personally am not. I think the only one I wanted to play, and even then I think it was HD'd up or remastered, was the Master Chief Collection, and that was in 2001. So it's an 18-year-old game, and I've played that now, and I don't really want to go back to any of the other games. I would prefer some companies or developers to remake their games for this console generation, like Time Splitters 2, Killzone, whatever it may be, and whatever classics you love, remake them in an entirety in up-to-date graphics, and then give them to us, and then I'll buy them again and go, you know what, I love this game so much back in the day, I want to see it hyped up with being totally remade. I'll do that. But that's how Xbox has done it. But then again, it's few and far games between what I want to play in the old sense, because I want to push forward. You know, I am playing slightly older games, but I'm not going back that far. Maybe for 1 or 2 games like Time Splitters, I would like to do it for the PlayStation, but essentially, meh, it's not really. Time Splitters 2, sorry. But essentially, it's not really for me overall. But I know they're not. But according to this, they're not going to have the PS2 or PS3 games in the backlog. It's just PS4, which is a bit meh. I think they said they're going to have the top 100 games for the PS4 out readily available to play on the PS5 straight away, I believe. But again, meh, nank about the PS2 or PS3. Then let's talk about the memory. It launches with 800 plus gigabytes. That's less than a terabyte. I believe it's actually going to be a terabyte, but they're going to take off some space for the operating system, which is annoying. I suspect that's going to happen. Plus, you can buy hard drives like the Xbox, etc. However, it doesn't look as easy as the Xbox. You're not going to be able to slot it in somewhere. You're going to have to unscrew stuff and take things apart and then put a new one in. I don't really like the idea of doing that myself. There are those of you that are finding like, man, that's easy. I'll do that. It's easy. I get it, but for me, no way. I'm not doing that. Again, that's just my opinion. I like the idea of just having to slot the little card in the back of the Xbox and then I'll get more storage. That's cool as hell to me. I wish I would have made it a little bit more friendlier like that. That's my personal opinion. Again, make what you want of it. So 800 gigabytes, less than 1 terabyte, kind of disappointing, especially as I said before, they've got more games coming out and we need that bigger memory. So Xbox has got it right. PS5, I think, is a little bit disappointing for me in respects to consumer friendly when it comes to that. But again, the option's there. If you've got the balls to unscrew stuff and start installing hard drives, then by all means, you go and do that. But again, that's just, I'm not a tech person, so, you know. Anyway. Now, something else that came out was the fan. He admitted games are more powerful, and of course, those more powerful games make the fan work harder. Red Dead Redemption, Call of Duty, and even sometimes FIFA. It's been a pain in the arse at times for me. You can hear it on my recording, which is very frustrating to me, but whatever. Now, you'd think with the second PS4 in the PS4 Pro, they would have fitted a bigger and better fan into it, but no, it's actually, maybe they have, and essentially it's just being overworked. And of course, anything that you do, or any product you do, whether it be an engine, a fan, or whatever, in anything, if it's got to be worked harder, it will work harder, and that's fine. It's keeping the PS4 cool, apparently, or PS4 Pro cool, but at the same time, it is still very loud. And I suppose no matter what they do, it's gonna, if a bigger game comes out, just say like GTA 7, I don't know, a big game that's going to be coming out at some point, you know, it's going to overwork their fan in the PS5 as well, and going to be loud, which is going to be kind of frustrating. He said, ironically, he'd had to judge the powers and everything and what's going to test it, and I find that kind of annoying, because I'm like, if you've got a console and it runs on bases, and even if you play for 3 or 4 hours a day, just say you do that, right, in a sitting, and it goes to X amount loud, right? And you're like, damn, that's pretty loud. What if we put even a more powerful fan in, so it's like double that power? Why not overkill it, right? Why not overkill it and go 4 times as powerful for that fan? So it can just, it doesn't matter. So when GTA 6 comes out, the fan can handle it and don't have to overwork it. You see what I mean? So if you've got a fan that work, like, is, I don't know, like, how do I put this? If it's a small fan, or a fan that works for certain games, then it's like, okay, so the fan's going and going, and then all of a sudden a game like GTA 7 comes out, you know, make the fan bigger so it can handle that structure. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. I don't know why I'm doing this for my hand. But you know what I mean? Just make that fan bigger so it can handle bigger games in the long run. Overkill the fan for the actual PlayStation 5. So then it can handle those bigger games. Obviously, they're going to be bigger because there's more storage, you know, and all the rest of it, and new technology. So they know it's going to happen. I just wish they would have done that with the PS4 Pro, considering the fact that 2 years later or whatever, or 3 years, they, you know, released it. So hopefully that's what they do with the PS5. So when that happens, it doesn't make too much bloody noise. But whatever, it is what it is. Like I said, anything that they put in there, and it's going to be more powerful, the game, the fans going to have to work extra hard to probably make more noise anyway. So in conclusion, guys, the PS5 has 10 teraflops compared to Xbox's 12, so it's weaker console right now. We've got no product. We don't know what it looks like. We know about storage and ability to add to it, but it's not that great compared to Xbox. We've got no real date of when it's coming out, just holiday 2020, so God knows when. Maybe the same month as Xbox to compete, go head to head. That wouldn't surprise me. They know Sony now know the actual release date or window that Xbox is going to release in, and we have no price. So weaker, no product, not very good storage. Release date is so-so, but who cares about the release date because we know it's coming out near holiday 2020 anyway, so it'll be around Christmas. And no price. Very disappointing. We are going to find out these things in the upcoming weeks and months going forward. We will know the exact date. We will know we eventually get the product whenever they're going to release that, which I'm very nervous about. And I feel we've got a lot of information, and that's good. But the thing, give us something juicy, give us something to talk about. Make the world, I mean, it's got 5 million views, a video I watched from Sony. And yeah, the world's talking about it, the gaming community's talking about it. But give us something more solid. We've only got the tech specifications. We want something exciting that even the general fan can get excited. And, oh, it looks really cool. Oh, it looks horrible. Give us something, an opinion. Don't, you know, you're giving us tech specs. Give us the look. If you gave us the look, the things like release date and price won't really matter. You've given us the product. Damn, we can't wait for that bad boy to come out kind of thing. Are you buying it? Are you not? Does it look good compared to the Xbox? Does it not? All these questions would really get the gaming community even talk. I mean, they're talking now, but I think the presentation that PS5 done was very dull, very boring. But that would have livened it up. It would have made it a lot more interesting, you know. A big payoff at the end. That's what I was waiting for, a big payoff at the end of that video, and it just wasn't so. Right now, like I said, I've mentioned it's weaker than the Xbox. The storage is kind of rubbish, and you've got to, you know, it's less than 1 terabyte, and then you've got to muck around installing stuff, hard drives. You know, and again, the backwards compatibility isn't compared to Xbox. It's just PS4 games. So it's not looking great for the PS5 in respects compared to Xbox at this point. I can get used to the Xbox's look. I'm hoping the PS5 is going to look cool and whatever, and it's going to be at least nice looking. Right now, I mean, this what I've just said here in all its glory of whatever says to me, hey, the Xbox is the more... Hey, I could go towards more Xbox. But as a fanboy, I'm going to be picking up the PS5 on principle because A, that's where my friends preferably play. 2, I like playing FIFA on that particular console. And for there's more, there has been more exclusive games, even though like God of War, Spider-Man, and then of course the Xbox has bought up other companies and stuff like that, and they could be more exclusive for them, and that's fine. But I will play them as and when. Whenever they come out, or whenever I get the console or the Xbox, I'll play Halo 7 or whatever it is, or whatever, in the Gears 7 or whatever, or Halo Infinite, sorry. So, you know, so right now, all this is looking towards gearing Xbox being the better console in respects to what they've done, but at the same time, I'm a fanboy, so I will be going with the PS5, but at the same time, PS5 managed to give us something a little bit more exciting than that presentation. You know, like I said, the release date, we know it's coming holiday 2020. Anyway, guys, those were my thoughts on both consoles. Very excited for both. Wish Sony would have given us more, something more to talk about in regards to the actual look and stuff like that. So it'll be exciting for everyone, the casual fans and everything, just to, you know, to start judging. But who knows, whenever this information comes out with the T-virus knocking around, I don't know if it's going to be delayed. They're talking about delays as well, possibly. Not the companies, but the actual, you know, media outlets, you know, trying to stoke up fear, stoke up whatever. I don't know. It is what it is. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and my thoughts and opinions on it. Now, the big question, I'll leave... after this video goes out, I'll put a poll on Twitter, but I'll put a poll in... in the community tab to find out what you guys think. Will you be switching to the Xbox? Will you be going to PS5 now, knowing all the tech specifications you need to know regarding both consoles now at this point in time? Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Buy some merchandise. My PayPal is available if you want to donate to the show, help run it. I will be going to play an Xbox game next week in Halo Reach. I hope you guys join me for that. And I will see you next time, guys. Thanks so much for watching.